Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. This is Jessica with Fox River Resin. Today I am going to show you something that's actually pretty easy to do and pretty cheap as well. Something that's themed. I got something from the Dollar Tree that I'll be putting some colors together, specific themed colors, and it's gonna be pretty simple. I have a little bit of a cold right now that's just starting to get bad, so I apologize if I sound a little funky. But I wanted to dive right into this tutorial. Stick around because later after the tutorial, I will be announcing which of the work in progress projects was chosen for next week's video. So let's get into it. Welcome to the shop. So I wanted to introduce you guys to the colors that I have chosen. So first off, we are going with a very beautiful deep purple color. This is a Illumidust by Illumilight. The next color I am choosing is actually a mix between gold and yellow. This gold color was a little too gold and yellow was a little too yellow. So we're gonna do a mesh between the two. I am going to throw a tiny bit of this interference purple in there just to kind of give it some depth. The interference is kind of a cool chameleon-y color, so we'll see how that goes. I believe that's it. I'm gonna leave yellow gold, which is too light, out, and I'm gonna leave the Illumilight gold metallic, which is very metally, out. It's a little too gold. Let's begin. Our lovely project today is a picture frame that I got at the Dollar Tree. Now this has words already on it. It says dream. The colors behind this are going to be Lakers colors. So just open this up. As you can see, it's kind of like a plastic plexiglass. The outside is a really cheap material, a plastic. It's not even wood. In fact, I think these letters might be at risk of being scraped off. So what I'm going to do is apply the resin to the back of this so that the word dream still shows. And I haven't done this yet, so we'll see how this goes. So first step is going to be to measure and mix your epoxy. Our lovely measuring bucket here has a little cheat sheet for 1-to-1 ratio mixing. It shows a little 1, and then it shows a second one where you would put the second part. It also shows 2s, 3s, and 4s. I am starting with part A. I normally don't because it's thick, as you can see, and it bubbles up at the bottom and it doesn't show an accurate reading. But I'm showing you what it looks like in this video to show why I don't use it. When I do this, I have to give it a moment to settle down at the bottom so that I get an accurate reading along the side of the bucket here. As you can see, it's kind of starting to level out a little bit higher than the 2, which was more than what I was going for, but that's okay. The part B here is obviously a lot more flowy, less viscous. So I just measure a little bit higher than the 2. It's not extremely accurate, but it'll do for now. You want to make sure to hold on to this bucket really tightly when you're drilling it. Usually I hold it down on the table itself. As you can see, the epoxy is getting a little white. This is A, because there's air being entrapped inside of it because it's thick. And B, because it's a little cold. I didn't get a chance to heat it up much before doing this, so more and more air is getting trapped in. I'm scraping the edges in the bottom because the part A tends to stick to those. You want to mix for 2 whole minutes with that drill and separate the mixed epoxy into as many different containers for as many different colors as you want. Okay, if you guys can hear me as I'm about getting ready to pour this, I am thinking, sorry about my music in the background by the way, but I am thinking that I am going to switch up what I'm doing here. I believe what I'm gonna do is a little dirty pour. See what happens with this, okay? I'm gonna need a bigger cup. Bigger cup obtained. Yes. So as I said, here is my beautiful dirty pour. I'm starting with the gold and moving in with deep purple and continuing with a little bit of interference purple and more gold. And I continue here until the whole thing is full of random mixed colors. I did use a little bit of clear at one point too, which was kind of funky. So I'm priming the board with clear epoxy first. This makes it so that the dirty pour epoxy that I pour down flows easier over the surface because there's not as much surface tension. There's not really a choice to this pattern or any rhyme or reason. I just noticed it started laying out in a linear pattern towards the end of this, so I kind of tried to encourage it to continue doing that. Use the heat gun to pop the bubbles in the epoxy and also to kind of loosen that epoxy up a little so that I can tilt the frame and help those colors get more incorporated. And from here on out, I'm kind of just experimenting, seeing how much of each color is already integrated and seeing if I wanted to add a little more. And I'm experimenting with the different techniques. So pouring it in, tilting, heating it up, pushing it around with the heat gun. And at some point I even swirl it a little bit with one of my cute little skewers. Oh, don't mind me, just out here making skewer snakes. So while I'm working my magic here, I just wanted to tell you guys that this end result is going to be debuted next week when I begin working on my work in progress projects, which I will be announcing at the end of this video. Also, my fiance came in and told me a little bit of what was missing in his opinion, and so that's whose reflection you saw, but I'm still working it. Still playing. You can see the light color pops underneath of the interference purple. As a last step, I decided to sprinkle a little bit of gold dust on there to kind of give it a little bit of a pop. And also, I cannot resist the gold dust. You guys, it's amazing. So as you gawk at the gold dust, tell me please what you would do differently on this project. Would you use the gold dust in the end? Would you have tilted it as much? Maybe taped off the edges, because I'm just now realizing I should have done that. Thank you so much for watching. Alright, I really hope you guys liked that tutorial. It was fun, it was themed, and something you can tailor to yourself and something that you like. So on that note, I have an announcement to make. One of my WIP projects, which is work in progress project, I will be completing next week. And I had 2 projects that were tied, so I will be attempting to do both of them. Which one I release first is gonna be in the air. So first things first, the #1 winner was a beach-themed cutting board. This one's gonna be a little more technical, so it's gonna take me some time to do, but I'm gonna do it. The second one that won was the stools. So my kitchen can finally be done, because right now the only thing missing are the stools. So we're gonna do the stools as well. There is one technical thing about the stools I will explain to you when we get to that lovely video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to show you the end result and how to for those videos. Have an awesome week. Bye. Pink Starburst, bro. In a world full of Starburst, don't be the lemon one. Don't be the yellow one. Be the pink one. The pink one's bomb. Okay, I'll be honest. Red, cherry, and orange are my favorite. Pink's pretty damn good too, though.